Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar hosted by Feedforce Vietnam. Our topic is the essential guide to digital market entry, building profitability in Vietnam's e-commerce landscape. First, let me start by introducing myself. My name is Mori Daisuke, and I also have a Vietnamese name, Lam Dai Hiep. I'm the CEO of Feedforce Vietnam. My connection with Vietnam goes back quite a long way. I first became interested in Vietnam when my kindergarten teacher told us stories about her husband and younger brother who had both served in the Vietnam War. At 18, I visited Vietnam for the first time. Later, I spent 5 months studying at University of Pedagogy in Ho Chi Minh City, did a 1 year internship in Da Nang, and eventually married there. Academically, my background is in Southeast Asia economics. After graduating in Japan, I began working in the digital marketing field. At the end of 2021, I founded Feedforce Vietnam in Thao Dien, Ho Chi Minh City. These days, our company focuses on supporting international brands with e-commerce and digital marketing, especially in Vietnam. About our company, Feedforce Vietnam is a part of Feedforce Group, a publicly listed company specializing in digital marketing support. In Vietnam, we focus mostly on digital advertising and e-commerce support. What sets us apart is the way we combine marketing and technology. Our team is highly skilled and dedicated to serving clients with professionalism and sincerity. We also place a strong emphasis on data analysis and the PDCA cycle, plan, do, check, act, to keep improving performance on a continuous basis. When we work with clients, we don't apply a one-size-fits-all approach. Instead, we design strategies tailored to their products, their markets, and the user's decision journey. To support this, we use a wide range of channels, including Google, social media, e-commerce, as well as influencer marketing, utilizing KOLs and KOCs. By looking at the customer journey as a whole, we can recommend the right mix of platforms and tactics. Now you know who we are and what we do. Let me walk you through today's agenda. First, we'll go with an overview of the e-commerce landscape in Vietnam. Second, we look at how to operate effectively and deliver measurable results. Third, we'll examine 3 common mistakes that brands should avoid. After that, we'll go through some frequently asked questions. Finally, we'll wrap up with how Feedforce Vietnam can support your business. Let's move into the first main section of today's presentation, the e-commerce landscape in Vietnam. Vietnam's e-commerce market is expected to reach 57 billion US dollar in 2025, recording the CAGR, compound annual growth rate, at a high level on a global scale compared to other regions. What makes Vietnam especially attractive is its potential for growth. There is still plenty of room for international players to enter and capture market share. Currently, e-commerce activities in Vietnam is concentrated in big cities such as Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi. Over next decade, as logistics infrastructure improves, the market will expand into many more regions across the country. That said, at the moment, offline sales still make up over 90% of all retail. But they come with one big challenge: data collection. It's difficult to track consumer behavior, measure marketing effectiveness, or build personalized engagement without digital touchpoints. That's why a powerful strategy in Vietnam is to use e-commerce not only as a sales channel, but also as a way to collect valuable information for both local and international brands. This data can then be used to strengthen offline sales or to design omnichannel campaigns that move consumers effectively between online and offline experiences. Let's talk about the platforms. When we look at market share, Shopee continues to dominate with close to 55%. TikTok Shop has grown explosively in the past year and now recorded the strongest GMV growth in the first half of 2025. Although Lazada still keeps some strengths in home and lifestyle and baby categories, its overall presence in Vietnam's e-commerce market is clearly shrinking, now only 2.6%. Lazada's growth momentum has slowed compared with Shopee and TikTok Shop, showing how the competition is rapidly shifting. More specifically, Shopee is particularly strong among younger female users and attracts shoppers looking for low prices. Its premium tier, Shopee Mall, accounts for more than half of the platform's GMV and is also a way for brands to build trust. To qualify, sellers need to meet certain requirements like minimum revenue, low rate delivery dates, and fast chat response times. Most of the clients we manage have already been upgraded to Mall. TikTok Shop also runs a similar official store programs. For cross-border policies, Shopee offers the Shopee International Platform, SIP, which allows global players to enter the market without setting up a local entity. Now, TikTok Shop. Vietnam has the fifth largest TikTok user base in the world. To succeed on this platform, you need a comprehensive approach. Consistently posting organic short videos, creating viral effects through KOLs and KOCs, using paid ads to scale. From my experience, if your product is priced above 200,000 Vietnam dong, you must invest in brand awareness first. Shopping on TikTok is very impulsive, so people hesitate to spend more on higher priced items unless they already know and trust the brand. Beyond these findings, there are three main ways to run e-commerce in Vietnam. The first is marketplaces. The downside here is a large presence of gray market and counterfeit goods, which create intense price competition. But the upside is payment security. Consumers don't worry when they buy through Shopee or TikTok Shop. The second is your own e-commerce website. A major advantage is that you can collect customer data, something marketplaces don't allow. With this data, you can run email marketing, membership programs, and other campaigns to build stronger consumer relationships. Another point is flexibility. On Shopee, your product description is limited to 3,000 characters, but your own site, there are no limits. For platforms, Shopify has been growing fast in Vietnam, with more local plugins making it easier to use. Halavan is a local alternative, with built-in integrations such as Misa accounting software or TikTok Shop, which are popular in Vietnam. The third option is a standalone landing pages and messaging. This approach is particularly effective for higher priced products or B2B. In Vietnam, you can place landing pages as sponsored articles on major news sites like VN Express or Toi Che through ad networks. Vietnamese consumers are also very comfortable communicating via chat, And if your team has a capacity to handle messages, this channel can sometimes deliver lower CPA than marketplaces. With that overview of the landscape, let's turn to the question of how we actually operate and deliver results. There are 8 main steps we follow when running digital marketing for e-commerce. It all begins with research, very understanding consumers, customers, competitors, and the marketplace. This foundation allows us to move forward with confidence. The next step is setting clear KPIs that align with business objectives. Once the goals are defined, we build detailed media plans and make sure on-site information is optimized through SEO, AEO, and UX improvements. Creative design is also a critical part of the process. We prepare visuals and videos. Promotion planning plays a big role. In Vietnam, campaigns usually center around big shopping dates like the double-digit days, mid-month sales, or payday on the 25th. We also prepare a content calendar, especially for Facebook and TikTok, to make sure organic posts are consistent each month. Finally, we monitor performance very closely and apply the PDCA cycle on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. This ensures that every campaign is consistently improving and delivering results. To give you more ideas, let me share an example of initiatives and resulting metric shifts. Before our support, activity was limited for this client, mainly just some Facebook posts, which gave a small boost in reach. In the first month of support, we optimized Shopee pages and ads, which improved conversions and lower costs. We also began KOL and KOC activation. By the second month, multi-product promotions and an upgrade to Shopee Mall drove more organic traffic. At the same time, we proposed shifting part of the focus to the brand's own domain website. In the third month, we added landing pages to capture user data and launched a Shopify store to enhance branding. As you can see from this chart, both visitors and sales steadily increased as these initiatives were implemented, proving the importance of a coordinated, phased approach. This slide gives you a simple picture of what an e-commerce project looks like financially. On the left, you can see the early stage. At this point, costs are usually higher than revenue. You are investing in many areas at the same time. On the right, you see what typically happens after 1 to 3 years. Costs also rise, but at a slower pace compared to revenue. This is a point when most businesses reach break even, and from there, profits start to build. The key message is this: e-commerce in Vietnam is not a quick win. It's a mid to long-term journey, but with the right strategy and consistent execution, brands can move from heavy investment in the early stages to sustainable growth and profitability within a few years. Let's take a closer look at leading skincare player in the market, Anessa. On Vietnamese social media, the number one skincare concern is moisturizing, about 20% of all mentions. Anessa has built its product portfolio around this exact need. The results are very clear. For example, the Anessa Perfect UV Sunscreen Mild Milk sold over 1.17 million units in 2023, with a 16% increase. Another highlight is their sunscreen set, which sold 484,000 sets in 1 year with a 1,464% increase, the strongest growth in their lineup. These are moderate to premium products priced above 500,000 Vietnam dong. But due to the strong focus on moisturizing and effective positioning and promotion, Anessa has been able to achieve both high sales volume and rapid growth in Vietnam. Their digital tactics were also well executed. They collaborated with celebrities such as Yoon Langok, shifted 80% of their Facebook content to short videos, and prioritized KOLs over medical experts. They joined major marketplace campaign days, ran live streams, and offered seasonal discounts. To increase average order value, they bounded products into combos. This combination of a clear product focus with strong digital execution led to outstanding results. At the same time, many brands entering Vietnam's e-commerce market fall into predictable traps. The first mistake is failing to define KPIs. Without measurable targets, it is impossible to judge whether campaigns are effective. At the beginning, your KPIs may be awareness related, like clicks or time on site. Later, as you shift towards revenue goals, KPIs should focus on performance, such as return on advertisement spend or CPA. The second mistake is underestimating the importance of brand awareness. In both Vietnam and other countries, if your brand isn't recognized, it's almost impossible to run performance marketing with high return on advertisement spend. Some foreign brands entering Vietnam understand this, and they devote their first year almost entirely to brand awareness. The third mistake is relying too heavily on a single channel. Also in Vietnam, the consumer customer journey usually involves multiple touchpoints. Shopee often appears at the very end of purchase paths, but before that, users have already interacted with meta ads, KOLs, or Google search results. That's why digital marketing must be approached in a holistic, cross-channel way. Now let's move on to some common questions we often receive from companies interested in this market. One question we hear often is, how many people are needed to run e-commerce operations? You can start with just one in-house manager if other functions are outsourced. As the business grows, additional staff or partners may be required, and in some cases, distributors can be valuable if offline and online sales need to be managed together. Another question is how long it takes to become profitable. The usual timeline is 1 to 3 years for new entrants in Vietnam. This depends heavily on brand recognition, investment level, and local presence. Setting milestones for 6 months, 1 year, and 3 years is essential. And experimenting with tools like KOS collaborations and live streaming can accelerate growth. We are also asked about market research tools. Metric is widely used to estimate market size and product search volume. Shop Plus and Shopee data are good for short-term insights. SimilarWeb helps analyze competitors, while Meta Library shows what ads are being run. And Google Keyword Planner is excellent for tracking search volumes. Finally, what makes Vietnamese e-commerce shoppers different from other countries? There are three key areas. One key difference is messaging. In Vietnam, customers are comfortable chatting with sellers before buying, and payments are usually cash on delivery or bank transfer. Another difference is cart usage. Vietnamese shoppers often add many products to their carts but don't complete the purchase. The cart to purchase conversion rate is only around 5 to 55%. That's why awareness building and clear product explanations are so important. CPAS ads targeting users who added items to cart are especially effective here. Finally, brand loyalty is low in Vietnam, particularly in the South Vietnam, where competition is fierce. Unlike Japan, Korea, or Australia, where consumers may be loyal to a single brand, Vietnamese shoppers compare multiple options. This means brands must continually raise awareness and provide content that clearly explains product features to stay in the consideration set. With that context, let me close by describing how Feedforce Vietnam supports our clients. This map shows three work streams. On the left, we support owned websites. For example, Shopify stores. Feedforce provides consulting and audit support, helps migrate or connect existing websites, and implements the necessary tracking systems. This allows clients to manage data efficiently and track user actions like viewing or purchasing products. In the center, we optimize ads and social media channels such as Google, Meta, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Zalo. Feedforce helps clients manage or own these channels, ensuring proper ad setup, tracking, and performance optimization. These ads drive consumers to view or purchase products on websites or marketplaces. Finally, on the right, we support clients who sell on marketplaces like Shopee and TikTok Shop. Here, Feedforce manages both advertising and marketing activities through programs like CPAS, connecting traffic data between platforms and tracking purchases back to campaigns. Here's our detailed scope of work for each service. We manage from performance marketing to content and creative planning, and we continuously optimize campaigns through analytics and data-driven insights. Our team works in three languages, English, Vietnamese, and Japanese, to meet the needs of a diverse range of clients. So for those who want to explore further, we have additional resources available, including the Knowledge Hub on our website, our Vietnam Cosmetics Report 2025, and guides on selecting the right channels for premium products. Yeah, that's all. Thank you very much for your attention today.